And we are live. Welcome to another episode of Kingdom Cast. This is your host, formerly known as Bad Luck Chuck, at CPN for the win on all your social media platforms. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share all your social media platforms. We're here with the guys who tell the truth. More will hop in later on, but my guy D Max at the bottom, my guy DG's on the top right. And yes, we handle business today. We finally got the monkey off our back in regards to the Colts in the regular season.
How Aaron Glenn? How'd he do it? He was
But yeah, we handle business overtime, man. 23-20. We really dominated the game, just by numbers and all that. But if you watched the game, you saw why it took us a minute to finally put this one away. We easily watched the Colts in first downs. We easily watched them in time possession and all that. But we had a few turnovers and whatnot. That gave them chances. We spotted them points early on just due to the early interception. I mean, it was a great play by the defense and the Colts. Was able to bat the ball up in the air, get the pick. But besides that, man, throughout the course of the game, the defense gave the offense multiple opportunities once again to eventually close out the game, and we closed out the game. A few notables here. Kareem Hunt, shout out to him. He was a true workhorse today. Touched the ball 33 times between rushing and receiving. So he got about 130 yards total offense. And then Rashee Rice bounced back in a big way. Because I know early on, he dropped a few passes. One you could say may not have been on Patrick. I know people got different opinions on that. But he bounced back in a major way. So he balled out today. Had like 8 catches. What did he go for, like a buck 84
141.
or 141? My fault. Yeah.
I know he
Oh,
went for 24 points in my fantasy league.
Was that the first? That's the first time this season the Chiefs have had a 100-yard rusher and a 100-yard receiver in one game.
yeah.
Is it not the first time that they've had a 100-yard receiver?
I think
Um.
that's the first. Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
the
Because
first
Trav.
receiver.
Yeah.
Because
Because
we
Trav
said
was
it a
one
few
yard
weeks ago
short.
that they came up short, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Trav
Yeah,
was 1 yard
yeah,
short.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah. So the
believe I
first
could be
100-yard
wrong about
receiving
that.
game from a
That
receiver.
is also his career high as far as yards. Rashee Rice. And he had obviously most of it in the second half. So I know we're going to get into all of it, and I'm sure GG is going to have something to say as far as the Xavier Worthy specifically. But I mean, I got a hat tip or tip my cap, I should say, to Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, and Kareem Hunt specifically. And there's plenty of others that we'll talk about, but those three guys were obviously banged up. Rashee obviously had his hamstring kind of later into the fourth quarter. Obviously, Kareem Hunt is just old, so every time that he runs, it looks like he's banged up. And obviously, we know what Xavier Worthy's going through. For them to give the effort that they did, especially down the stretch, when specifically for the wide receivers, you knew that the Colts were going man to man, challenging them. They traded 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. They were getting Travarius Ward back in this game. They have Kenny Moore, who was one of the better slots in the National Football League, and they said, we don't believe your wide receivers can beat them. And the 2 best wide receivers for the Chiefs stepped up when they needed to. Rashee Rice, who struggled in the first half, like you said, was able to beat man coverage on a consistent basis, and they used Xavier Worthy as a real wide receiver. And after the entirety of the last week of Chiefs Kingdom being like, Xavier Worthy, is he just Miko Hardman 2.0? Is Rashee Rice overrated, et cetera, et cetera? The reality situation is they just got to be used the right way. They got to be put in positions to succeed. You line Rashee Rice up with a two-way go, these guys not going to be able to stick with him. He's too physical and too fast. You give Xavier Worthy the time and space to attack at DB's hips and then break him off, he's going to be able to create separation. And Mahomes hit him on some of those plays too. So, and especially when you saw the runaway routes that he got him on that deep crosser that was massive there in overtime, it's no surprise what these guys were able to do because Xavier Worthy was killing DBs as a freshman at Texas and SEC, not SEC, it was the Big 12 at the time, but he was doing those sorts of things. He's been doing it for a long time. The real wide receiver stuff. He's not Miko Hardman, and Rashee Rice isn't Debo Samuel. He's a real wide receiver as well. And so it's really nice to see from those guys. And then Kareem Hunt, 30 plus carries, bro, 100 yards and the touchdown. I know he had a fumble. Incredible effort from him. I can't say enough about the fact that man has been able to come back here and do what he's done for him, and so many times in which we begged and pleaded for him to take more of the workload than he should. And so we'll get into the Dameon Pierce of it all, but thank God that he has, and we needed all those yards. Kingsley Suamataia, we had to run behind him after Trey Smith went out because we needed somebody to be able to be the point of attack, kind of blocker. And he was willing to step up and was mauling guys out there. Mahomes locked in the second half as well. And then we'll talk about the defense. I could go all live long day about the defense, but shout out to Chris Jones, man. He's been the best player for this team out of the bye week.
Yeah, so go ahead, DG. Let's get your thoughts real quick.
Oh, I had to hear a lot of talking about one Xavier Worthy the last couple of weeks. Oh, he's not good enough. Oh, we should have drafted somebody else. And then I look at all the guys that you could have taken after him. Keon Coleman's on the bench. Xavier Leggett sucks. I'm trying to remember what other receivers were even taken after Xavier Worthy. But, most of the guys that were taken after him, they're not good. So, therefore, you ended up with one of the better ones in Chiefs Kingdom. And today, I don't give a I almost cussed. I don't care what anybody says. 59 yards from 4 catches is contributing to a win, especially when you make one of the biggest plays on 3rd and 7. And I gotta say, it wasn't a great ball from Mahomes either. Made an adjustment to the ball, made a great catch, came down with it, no questions asked. That it was a catch at all. It makes the play. I can speak the same for Rashee Rice as well. When you use these guys as like D-Mac said, as legitimate wide receivers and give them wide receiver routes, look what they can do for you. Ultimately, I think this game showed the true character of what this team has been over this dynastic run for, the last decade, pretty much. Sometimes you just got to find a way to win. I said it on Tell the Truth the other day. Like, I don't care at this point. I don't care how they win anymore. Like, I'm not about to. I don't care about the style points, how much you win by or whatever. Just win the game. That's all I care about. Like, we can win 3-0, and I'd be happy at this point. Nobody's looking at the stats when you're holding a Lombardi at all. So I think this game was very indicative of how this run has been over the last few years. The Chiefs, although this year they haven't done a great job of it, today they found a way to get a dub. And sometimes you got to realize you got to dig really deep within to find that. And I think they did that. Chris Jones did that today. I think most of the defense did that today as well too. Spags did that today, especially in crucial situations. They dug deep and found a way to win. They knew their season was on the line, backs was against the wall, and you had to go get it. You had to go get it done. So congratulations to them. Short week now. You gotta, be prepared to go into Jerry World here on Thanksgiving and do the same thing. Your season's on the line again, because it's not getting any easier. Jags just won today. They're 7-4. You're still sitting on the outside of the playoffs looking in. So at this point, every win you can get is critical.
CJ, what's happening, my guy?
Gang members, what y'all?
Yeah, we just getting started. Just giving us a quick recap. CJ, you was in the building. We was both in the building actually. So, give me your thoughts on what you saw out there today. Here's Dub.
I'd love to see the fact that we committed to the run. I don't know if that was bullying or just common sense hitting your head against the wall and trying something.
Bullying works.
Hey, if it is, keep doing it, please.
Bring bullying back.
That looked like prime Kareem from like October to November of 2024 when he carried us for like a month. So when he gets carries and we stay in flow, we stay in rhythm, the offense looks much better. A lot higher under center snaps today. Going to keep repeating that. The offense just flows better. Kareem sees the field better when we do that. Didn't like the fact how we started slow as far as like our passing concepts. I thought we ran too many zone beaters when they were playing. Ludo and Aruma love to play man. So I thought we didn't get to our crossers, to our mesh concepts till late in the game. Wish we would have gotten into that offset faster. But as far as the defense, they came out there and dominated overall from start to finish, because outside of that terrible interception by Pat to put them on the goal line, they really only gave up that one touchdown drive. So defense came out to play. Wish they could have got a sack on the stat sheet for the records, but they got pressure on Daniel Jones all day. Held Jonathan Taylor to under his rushing yard number. Love that. A lot of TFLs today. Definitely should have had a pick or two off Daniel Jones. So everything the defense they I wanted them to do, put pressure on the quarterback, blitz more, put some pride into stopping the run early. They did that and make the quarterback beat you. And Daniel Jones didn't prove anything to me today that showed that he could. So I think overall we did what we were supposed to do. A lot of things to clean up, special teams wise, of course, which is still annoying to say. But offensively, I think we did a lot of good things today, things that we can improve on to get better. But it is a short week, so you can't really get hyped about it too much, because you got to play on Thursday. But overall, I think it was a good win for sure. We definitely needed it. So,
Country, good to have you, man.
Yo, man! What a day! I'm exhausted, my G. But
You're not the only one, brother.
Them first 3 quarters of that game was horrendous, and I really wanted to leave, but I had some other obligations, so we stayed and thugged
Shout
it
out
out.
to Lenny. Shout out to
Shout out
Lenny.
to Lenny. Lenny, what's
shout
up?
out Lenny.
They
Yeah,
said
Lenny a
what's up.
superstar, man.
Lenny
Lenny
held
is a
it down.
superstar out here,
MVP
man.
Lenny.
Lenny on a generational run.
I kind of lost my cousin.
I told you.
Man, so I got gifted tickets to the game probably this morning. Shout out to Chris Lamont, my dude from the Colts. This is the first game I've been to all year. This was Lennox's first game, my nephew's first game. We did a lot of walking. I did some drinking with CJ and Chuck. Didn't want to take no shots, but I took a couple of shots, had a couple mimosas. I was buzzed walking in the stadium, and they quickly destroyed that buzz with that interception. And then next thing I knew, I was sober.
Buzz gone.
Wait a minute, dude.
Ain't nothing worse than walking
gone away.
Ain't nothing worse than walking into a stadium like I just need to gather myself, and then all of a sudden something bad happens. You're like, okay, well now I can't even do that. I can't
Boy
even
said
settle
my
in.
buzz was gone instantly.
Hey, look,
Just like that.
Arrowhead. I love Arrowhead, bro, but y'all got to start giving the opposing teams people better seats, bro, because there was no way I was on row 42. It was like,
Jeez.
I got more. Oh my God. I was at the top of the stadium. I damn sure should have switched tickets with CJ. But
Boy talked to God
man,
today.
we did a lot of walking. Surrounded by Colts players, Colts family. They were great. They were cool, real cool people that we were surrounded with. And I thought all intentions, I was like, damn, I'm gonna hate to see D-Mac after this game because he's about to kill us. I was just like,
Worried about
I just
D-Mac.
don't
Should
want
be worried about DG.
he was already sending tweets in the group chat, and I'm like, oh God, D-Mac is on the roll
like,
already.
what is y'all doing?
He's ready to crucify this team if y'all lose. But I said Thursday, Chuck, they're gonna have to snatch this victory from the jaws of defeat. I said that, bro. I said it's gonna end up being a 3-point game. And they're gonna have to snatch this victory away from the Colts, and they did. I was hoping Daniel Jones was a little bit more Daniel Jonesy today, but he wasn't. He was cool. It was decent. I told what was the dude's name, CJ, that y'all was talking to, the 2 Colts fans you was talking to in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, shout out to Mike Jones, man.
Shout out to Mike Jones. Nice to meet y'all. Nice to meet y'all. By the way, they was cool.
Did he walk out of the stadium crying?
No.
I wanted to hear him. No,
but D-Mac, I did post a video catching him before he left the stadium. I did call him.
I got to see the video. But D-Mac, I looked him dead in his eyes. I said, Jonathan Taylor ain't gonna beat us today. So what's y'all second option? And they didn't have no answer. CJ was like, CJ. I love CJ.
Country like,
CJ was
stop
in
talking to
straight
people.
podcasting mode. He was like, well, Michael Pittman, and then Alec Pierce. And I was like, no, shut up. I want them to answer, not you.
I want them to say it.
CJ was in straight podcast mode. But I was like,
Country
bro,
like, talk
Jonathan
to people.
Taylor ain't gonna
Don't
beat
stop
us
talking to
today.
people.
So what are y'all gonna do? I really thought Tyler Warren was gonna be a very big headache today. I don't think I heard his name
Jaden Hicks, baby.
a lot. How many yards
Yeah.
did he have? D-Mac,
Big
what's
He had
21.
the
like
stats
five,
on?
like 5 catches. Nothing crazy.
Yeah,
like
45
catches?
yards.
Nothing
45
crazy.
yards. That's it.
That's more than I thought because I only heard his name one
It was a,
time.
it was a
young
quiet,
boy
it was
on
a
the
quiet
field.
40.
Put my young boy
Yes.
on the field.
It was a quiet 40.
Yeah.
Nobody on their
That's
team
right.
had over 50 yards, and Doolin was the closest with that 48-yard long
That one play,
catch off that one play.
The defense showed up today. I have no problems with the defense. The defense showed up today. The offense showed up late, but they did get it cracking. It was one of those we don't start cooking till we down 10 type of games again. We cannot keep living like this week by week. I just wanted a victory, and I hope this is the spark that we need to carry over the rest of the season. But to be with D-Mac a little bit, you never know what they're going to give you week to week. It's really a crapshoot every week. It's like, and that's crazy. Like, as much as we've been through with this team on this run that they've been on, I've never doubted them week to week. But now you really got to take it week by week. Like, I don't know what they're going to bring us next week against Dallas. I really don't know.
Next week, like 4 days.
Yeah, next week is like 4 days from now. So, Damon Pierce, I hope you're ready. Because you are active, sir. Because Kareem, I love Kareem, but we need somebody to mix up with Kareem.
Right.
Did Rashee Smith run the ball at all, or
They don't trust him to run the ball.
They got
man.
a jet sweep tool,
Yeah,
but
a jet sweep
don't
motion,
trust
but not a
him.
real true run.
That's the
They
only
don't
time they
trust
run
him.
him. That's the only time they run him, really.
They don't trust him to run the ball, and they shouldn't trust him to run the ball. I know people really like Rashee Smith. I understand it, but they shouldn't trust him because he's not a running back yet. He's just not. He's not an NFL running back.
And I wish Bug was here because you got your wish. You've been saying you want this running back room upgraded. This is the guy you wanted, Damian Pierce.
Yeah.
And I was saying this. I'm gonna find
can
this
I-
tweet. I said this 2 years ago. If he would have got cut or he was available, I told DG and Chuck, if he's available, go get Damian Pierce. Now it's 3 years
Really?
too late. Obviously,
That's
he's a
what's
little
up.
older, but I've been wanting him in the building, so I'm actually glad this happened today because I was not expecting
That's
that
what's
trade to come by.
We can talk about that too, but they had to sign him because they didn't have a choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they really
Pacheco-
don't have a choice.
Pacheco is out with this MCL sprain, and he certainly, if he wasn't ready
Country
today,
gonna
he
love
was not
me,
going to be
Pierce.
ready
That boy
for
run
on
hard.
Thanksgiving.
Got a
And
bold take
they
about
gave
it.
47-year-old Kareem Hunt 30 carries today because
This
they
a
had
real
to,
bull
and they
right
didn't-
here,
they
Country.
couldn't
You're gonna
get
like.
rid
He
of
may
him.
be a little rusty because he ain't played this year.
Did he
but
really
he's-
carry the ball 30 times?
Yes, he
Yeah.
carried the ball 30 times today, and he had over 100 yards. And it's, again, like I
And
was talking about
receiving
earlier,
yards too, Country.
Yeah, and receiving
Yeah,
yards.
that really
They-
happened.
they've got to give Damian Pierce, in my opinion, all of CEH's snaps for sure, but also give some of that Kareem Hunt work because it's not going to be sustainable to keep giving him the workload.
I got a ball.
Yeah, not no 30 carries.
Man, hey, Clyde ran
Overtime.
a no gainer, and I was like, Jesus Christ, you're never going to beat these allegations, bro.
What you said? What about the first down he got though?
I know,
knew
but
it.
I'm
I knew
talking about like his
CJ
first
was
play
gonna
was
get it.
You don't want to talk about
I
his
knew
first
it.
play was like a negative
knew
2
it.
yards.
But
I
my
was like,
dog got
oh
a
my
first
God,
down. Y'all
Clyde.
don't want to say nothing. It's cool. It's cool.
Hey, Clyde got a clean ass G500 though. I seen him pull it off tonight. That
yo,
boy
not
got
the
a
man's
clean
wig.
ass
Chill
car.
out.
Hey, Rashee Rice got a matty black
out.
thing that is amazing. Oh my God. Rashee Rice car is amazing. My God.
I got
Go ahead,
a
I'm
bold
sorry.
take about Damian Pierce.
Okay, bold. What it is?
Get ready to see y'all starting running back next year.
Whoa.
Oh,
That's
I
not
hope
a
he's
crazy
a compliment because I was hoping we get Brees Hall in the offseason, but
That's not a crazy
Well,
take because we already know. I'm not trying to be mean, but Pacheco was probably not going to get re-signed.
is that
Like I
Damian
said,
Pierce right there?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
Yes,
Is
I wouldn't
that
have
his
on
rookie year? Was
I
that
wanted to
No,
see
recently
look,
or?
2 years
these
ago.
are his explosive runs over the last 3 years. Bulk of so he had 6 in 2023, which are in the beginning of the video. You're watching the 2024 ones right now, and then he had 1 so far this year, which you'll see at
Okay.
the end.
What's the history on him? He's
That little
injury
stop cut was
prone.
nice.
Florida running back, he got phased out of the offense once they added other weapons to
Yeah.
the team. Because rookie
Yeah,
year,
they got
Damian Pierce
Chubb
was a dog.
and who
Woody
else they got?
Marks.
They got Chubb and Mixon and
Even before that, they just
And
stopped
Woody
giving him the
Marks, the
ball
rookie,
after his rookie year.
USC.
Woody
Yeah,
Once
Marks.
they drafted CJ Stroud, they went to a pass first offense and they kind of phased him out.
And last year they relied heavily on Mixon, so they kind of went away from him.
And Joe Mixon was like,
Yeah.
he was their MVP last year, so which is another reason why I thought why he didn't play this year is kind of crazy. But
I was
after
talking
the last 2
to
years, he's bench. So.
I was talking to Steve Nelson, name drop. I was talking to Steven Nelson about Pierce when he got cut, and I'm like, bro, you think we could get Pierce? He was like, he'd be nice for you. It's like he'd be nice. So he had good words about him. So it's nice to see that Beast went out there.
I ain't gonna lie,
Y'all
that's
said
probably
Beast
one of the
gonna
best
be
additions we
working.
made. That's one of the best
Hey,
additions we made in a minute. I ain't gonna lie. This is a great
D-
value. This is an
DG, they
RB1 you just
said
signed.
Beast be sitting on his ass, but he looked like he was working today.
This is an RB1 you just
Right.
signed, bro. He's a starter. He's a
I
dog.
think
I mean, I won't go that far, but he is an important. He can be a running back in a rotation, and they need it right now.
You're bringing in a guy who basically got phased out. He hasn't had that much injury history. He's 25 years old. On top of that, you're getting a guy that's gonna probably be extremely motivated.
He ain't
coming
had no
into
workload because
this
he ain't been playing.
And we play the Texans in a couple weeks, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he should have fresh legs.
He ain't
So
been playing the last 2 years.
I don't know if the production is gonna be tremendously high this year or anything, but I think if he impresses and say he does have a couple of explosive runs for you this year or whatever, I definitely see Beach doing the get him back on a cheap deal to bring him back here for him to be, maybe not just starting, maybe you still go running back for the future or whatever, but to being a compliment piece, a change of pace kind of guy for you for the foreseeable future.
But
no
along
matter
those
how this
lines-
season plays out, no, I'm sorry. I just want to get before I forget. No matter how this season plays out, I really want to tell the truth to do a breakdown on Kingsley and Brian Cook this year because these guys are playing amazing this year. Brian Cook is playing
I told him about
amazing
B
this year.
Cook.
Brian Cook
I
had a
told him
career
about
day
B
today.
Cook.
Boy.
Brian
I
Cook is
told
my
him.
what is it, most improved? He's my
Yeah.
MIP this year because he looks
He
finally
hooped today.
healthy from that ankle. Y'all forget how devastating that ankle injury was. But
Country, did I not tell people? I said, give it a year and B Cook will be back. Just give it a
yeah,
year.
he's back. He's playing better than he. This is probably the best he's ever played. And Kingsley, Kareem probably should be thanking him right now because I think he got a lot of his yards running behind Kingsley today. So
Yeah,
Kingsley is nice.
The whole old line get a game.
He ain't coming off a concussion.
Shout out
Yeah, I mean,
Caliendo
that-
for popping in for Trey too.
Caliendo got worked on a few
Maybe-
runs. I ain't gonna hold you.
It-
When did
got
when did
worked.
when did
got
Trey
worked
go
on a
out,
few
bro?
passes too.
First half.
When did
At halftime?
halftime? Because man, when
Yeah.
you at the game, it's so much stuff, and then you look up and
Going
be like,
on, you didn't realize.
"Why is
Somebody stepped up.
Why is Caliendo in the game?"
Somebody stepped on his foot.
I think I
Yeah,
seen
I saw-
Jalen Moore in the game one time. I'm like, "Oh, did somebody get hurt?"
We went a lot
Like,
of
what's
heavy.
going on?
We did a lot of 6
Yeah.
man today.
We did
so.
some 6
Yeah,
offensive line
he made
stuff.
himself eligible
Okay.
as a receiver,
Yeah.
so we could use 6 offensive linemen.
Yeah, we
Close
did some
out.
Okay,
offensive
cool.
line stuff.
Cool.
And Trey Smith got rolled up, which is unfortunate. But the thing I was going to say was, to your point, DG. I mean, regardless of what happens this season, they're going to need multiple running back bodies going into next year.
Facts.
Because we know,
Facts.
Smith is Smith. Everybody else is a free agent. You can maybe bring Kareem Hunt back, but yeah, having a guy like Dameon Pierce here over the back half of the schedule that maybe can show you some things that he can add to this team. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a nice thing to be able to say and move into wherever it looks like. Because you add him, and then you draft it back in free agents or in the draft, and maybe you want to bring in another cam body as well, take a swing on a vet. Then you're talking about a running back room that maybe has some, diversity, has its shot from that perspective. So definitely going to be necessary.
You immediately
If he
got
can give
faster
us-
today by adding Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, if he can give us
today.
I was just about to say, if he can give us the explosive runs that we've been missing, I mean,
That's
that would be
immediate.
huge help.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even want the explosive runs. I just need somebody that can take all of CEH's snaps and take some workload over Kareem Hunt right now.
I'm gonna go even further than that, D-Mac. I just want somebody to be respected. That's it. Just be respectable.
Nobody's going to be respected. That's not happening.
And
we got a lot of
man,
work
force him to cheat up or something.
It kind of depends.
I think in this, I do truly believe when you got into the fourth quarter, especially because it started to wear on them, you could tell that the cornerbacks and the defensive line for the Colts was tired in that fourth quarter. I mean, that happens when you run 90 plays on offense. That you could tell that it started to wear on. Yeah, but this is the thing, when you run the ball consistently, then you open up that next level, that intermediate level, to get in behind those linebackers. And you saw it for Rashee Rice, you saw it for Xavier Worthy and those guys. Devontae Adams scored a touchdown. So that's the thing that really
per usual.
I mean, that thing, Devontae Adams touchdown is free on LA every single time. Those are the things that you really have to emphasize on a consistent basis. So yeah, I mean, I don't expect anything crazy from Dameon Pierce, but the fact that he can be a legitimate running back in a rotation right now is massive for where this room is at.
And let me tell you something. Them Colts linebackers were busy as heck today because Zaire Franklin and Jermaine Pratt, they combined for 34 tackles.
Wasn't Zaire Franklin the one bitching about Juju on the
that's
podcast?
right.
He was.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah, he was.
Went home with an L.
His
Didn't he?
ass got cooked today.
Oh, I gotta bring up his old tweet too.
We'll see.
I got it
He
bookmarked.
goes talking on the podcast about the Chiefs again.
Yep,
I want a Summer Jam. I want a Summer Jam screen on Tuesday. D-Mac never forgets.
That tweet will get brought up tomorrow. That will get brought up tomorrow morning. Unless you want to pull up now, D-Mac. You know, it's up to you.
D-Mac looking for it right now. You know he paid.
No, I wasn't. I actually wasn't. I don't know. The problem is I've bookmarked so many Chiefs tweets over the last few weeks that I haven't been able to use.
Oh, I know DG got 1 million of them right now. After this week alone, I know he got 1 million.
What did Zaire Franklin tweet though? I really do not remember.
It was a podcast. He said,
"No, I know the podcast."
Oh, okay.
I didn't know if Chuck was referring to something else, but yeah. We can pull that up and have a discussion about that. Boy, the
Lions ain't been the same since that Chiefs game, have they?
Hey man, I think they kind of missing some elements from Ben Johnson right now, but they won the game. They won the game, so. But
Jahmyr Gibbs is a godsend for them.
Yeah, he a monster, dog.
So what is the playoff picture looking like right now? Are we still in the hunt, or how does the playoff system? How does the playoff?
I mean, we still in the hunt, but
we in that little 6-5 jumbo right now in the hunt. We still outside looking in. We need some teams to lose. Jags lost today
right now,
but
technically
the Cardinals fumbled that shit.
You're behind. You would be behind Buffalo, Pittsburgh,
the Texans, the Chargers, the Steelers. Yeah.
So
we still got some teams we could beat to move ourselves up.
Yeah. If Jacksonville would have lost today, that would have helped you out a lot.
That would have been dope.
At least like one
Cardinals
game
can't do
behind
anything,
them,
right?
Or whatever.
Yeah,
right now,
Cardinals sold that game down the stretch.
Yeah,
they had that virtually, from.
That's why I was saying, because it's essential right now for the Chiefs. They gotta win out, bro. Like they don't have a choice. Yeah. You can't afford to drop any games because you don't know who's gonna lose down the stretch. So if you win out, you end up controlling your own destiny at this point. So that's backs against the wall. Like if from here on out, it's no room for error at all. You can't lose a game. You've already lost too many.
How did y'all feel? Were y'all encouraged by the comeback in the fourth quarter? I know it was. We're not gonna floss over this game like it was from start to finish. No, because it wasn't. It was sloppy for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters maybe. But are you encouraged by them coming back from double digits?
My bad. I was just gonna say, I just told Mac earlier, and it's like I don't care how they win, bro. I don't care how it looks from this point on. Period. Like, win the game. Find a way to. And I know like there can be things that can be better and cleaned up. Pass rush could be better. The red zone offense could be a lot better at this point. But right now, you You don't have no room for error, so you gotta win everything right now. Win the game. Find a way. If it's 3-0, win the game, bro. Like, so yeah, I'm encouraged they came back, but figure out a way to win.
I feel similar to DG, and obviously it's just we have gotten to the point in the season where it's no more, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. I need you to look this way to feel great. There's no more style points. It's about either you're putting up wins or you're putting up losses. And that's just the reality situation. Obviously, they need every win that they possibly can get, and probably all of them the rest of the way to make it into playoffs. But people are understand, or not even understandably, people are dick eating because they can't read a tweet correctly, and I'm calling for people's job that I haven't. But nothing that I saw today, good or bad, has changed how I feel about this team. It just hasn't. And I'm not. And again, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but this offensive coaching staff is bad. It just is.
It's
you
real.
have a running back coaching the wide receivers. Your wide receivers aren't getting better by having that. You've got a wide receiver coach that doesn't know what he's doing. That's not going to help you. It's not improvement. Now, look, I think that Andy Heck has done a good job at the offensive line at this point. I'll give him it. I think that he's somebody that I would say is pretty immune because the offensive line has been really good this season. No, the offensive line's been good this season. I don't have anything bad to say about
No, I'm talking about him specifically. I'm not talking about the
the Kansas City Monty, it worked. Josh Evans played well.
But Jawan Taylor, he still have no habits. But now I will say that face mask penalty was not a face mask.
Right.
I was just about to ask, was that really a face mask or
that wasn't a face mask?
No,
that's not what I'm talking about specifically.
But the thing I'll say, Chuck, is I think that we can very well say this is just a Jawan Taylor thing. It's not. I'm sure Heck continues to say line up on the line of scrimmage, but until he does it consistently, it doesn't necessarily matter. So that's the only reason why I'd say that. But Matt Nagy can't be the offensive coordinator next year. You need somebody from outside of the coaching tree. And people are like, oh, you're just now saying this because they start. No, that's not. We've been talking about this since 2021 that they need to refresh.
Starting with me
from that standpoint. They have to be able to marry the run to the pass from under center aspect of it, because that's what modern defenses need to be attacked in. So to answer, and that's not even getting to the issues with the defense, particularly the fact that we can't rush with 4. And that's a Spags, in my opinion, limitation on the defensive line scouting. So yeah, I mean, am I encouraged? I'm glad that they brought their season back from the brink, and I'm happy that we can talk about this team trying to make a playoff push, but nothing today changes how I feel about what needs to change in the offseason.
That's fair.
I will say this.
And that wasn't going to change. And that wasn't going to change anyway, regardless of how we could have won 40-0 today. Everything that we needed to do to improve this team still stands. So nothing changed today. The only thing we have to do the rest of the season is just find a way to win games. But nothing's going to do as far as improving it. Like the Damian Pierce signing, that's probably the best move we've made in a long time. Not going to lie. I wanted him in the building years ago, so I'm glad we finally got it done.
And I'll say this, and that's just the reality of the situation. And that's just the reality of the situation needs to be on a T-shirt, by the way. We need to stamp that.
That's D-Mac's catchphrase, bro.
Yeah.
The reality of the situation is y'all still suck.
We need to stamp that right now for future merch.
I mean, y'all still got a lot of things y'all need to work on.
Yeah,
I will say this. I will.
Another thing that
winning games don't change your weaknesses. You still just found ways to win.
And along those lines, Dave Tope needs to be fired. It's
agreement.
We cannot continue to be this bad as far as field position is concerned. It is insane.
We started inside the 10 multiple
It's awful.
Every single time you're pinned because
does he
I don't
not know how to let it bounce, or
well, that's the thing, country. I don't know.
Is he not telling them?
We've had this issue, whether it was Mecole Hardman back there, whether it was Kadarius Toney back there. We've had this with numerous different returners. So at this point, I'm looking at the coach. What are you teaching them, Dave Tope? Because I have to look at them there. We cannot continue to have these types of mistakes. And that's even before you talk about every single week. You're getting at least 2 inexcusable penalties from your coverage units just for no reason. And that's not even given the fact that they're already giving up too many yards. Every single return on the kickoff is going past the 30. Thank God that Harrison Butker figured it out, but I'm not even in the mode of giving Dave Tope credit for that. I don't even think that's a Dave Tope thing. I think it was just Harrison Butker figuring out whatever the issues that he had was early in the year. So, exactly. that also was something that didn't change.
That was just Harrison locking in. It ain't had nothing to do with Dave Tope.
And country, just
something we didn't need to see improved, and I will say that.
Yeah. And country, just to answer your question, my fault. And country, just to answer your question about encouragement stuff. To your question, to answer your question, like the defense for the past 2 weeks, has given the offense a chance to eventually close out the game. I mean, that's all you can ask for. Like Chris Jones, another monster game. You know, Chris Jones is giving you everything and then some in these past 2 weeks. He's looking like actually one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL right now in these past two
Mhm.
games. Nick Bolton was huge today in the run game. Yeah, Leo Chanel getting in there. Drew Tranquil had a big stop on third down late in the fourth quarter, which shocked me.
That's probably the best player of the year,
So
man, for real.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
so I mean,
and
so just from that standpoint, like defense for some of the flaws they do have, they've been giving this offense multiple chances to close out games this year. We just got to be
I
better
was
closing out games.
encouraged
To
that
be honest.
when they got the ball with 4 minutes, I'm like, I just can we do anything with this? And they I didn't like that they was on first and goal from the 2 when they couldn't get it in. That kind of pissed me off. They could have won this game in regulation for real, in my
Yeah,
opinion. But
That's a fact. That's not an opinion. That's
I
a
was
fact.
just encouraged that they didn't stop and they kept fighting. And there was a moment or two in that game. What up, Bud? It was a moment
what's
or
happening,
two in
Will?
that game where they could have given up because it was looking dire a little bit. And they didn't. So I was encouraged by the win. I told them they were going to have to snatch this victory from the jaw of defeat. It was going to be a hard fought victory. It wasn't going to be easy. It's not going to be easy next week. And this game don't mean shit if you go out and lose next week.
That's a fact. Got to
It's
build on it.
you know. So let's take all the positive. I think being on a short week is the perfect thing that could happen because now you can't even think about it. You just got to keep going, keep moving forward. Don't even think about it. Just keep going. So I hope we beat Dallas. I just want to beat Dallas for the fact that we just need to beat Dallas. They're Dallas.
We need to stay alive. We need
to stay alive.
Every game
Right.
matters, man.
And I think that they know they better know that. They better know that. You can't lose anymore. Losing is not an option. The theme song for this week on King the Cast was Nike. Just do it. Don't talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want no fireworks. I don't want no touchdown dances. I don't want no waves. I don't want none of that shit. Just go win. Win. That's it. That's all you got to do. Win. And the playoffs is a crapshoot. Whatever you're doing, I automatically believe that Pat just played tremendously way better in the playoffs, but you in the playoffs now, so they didn't come out. I wasn't enthusiastic about the first 3 quarters. You know what I'm saying? I thought
Nice way of
here
putting
go
it.
another loss.
Well, it doesn't help when you turn the ball over twice.
Oh my
I
God.
mean,
Right. I mean,
Guys,
because like
I mean,
the Kareem
hey,
Hunt
dude,
fumble
you
hey,
was
guys-
dude, hold on,
like
hold on.
deflating.
First of all,
you guys, wait, real quick, before you go to
Go
the
ahead.
list, y'all do not understand the velocity with which I fired my hat at the wall when I saw the first 2 plays were a shotgun run and an RPO, bro. I could have thrown it through a window, bro. I was losing my
I was
mind.
disgusted. I was disgusted.
I immediately sat down. I didn't get out of my seat. I sat down. I said, "We on this shit again."
I said they love this doggone shotgun formation.
Bro, midway through the first, I stopped doing the Chiefs first down. I stopped doing the third down. I stopped making noise. I was protesting silently on the 42nd row of Arrowhead. I was protesting. Like, what is this? I have nothing to cheer for right now. You already killed my buzz. I'm sober as hell.
You already killed my buzz.
I
I'm telling
barely
you,
cheered.
dog, I have nothing to cheer for right now.
I
I have
barely cheered
nothing to
throughout the
cheer
course of the
for.
game. I barely cheered throughout the course of the game. I was watching with a stern look, man. I'm like, look, y'all better not screw this up, man. That's how I was watching the game today, bro. I wasn't doing no first down chance, cheering when we got first down. No,
None of that. You don't deserve it. No. It's 14-9. Why is it 14-9? Now it's 20-9. Like
I knew it was gonna be one position.
they encapsulated the whole season in this game. It started off
they threw that
rocky, just like Brazil. It started off nasty, then it gradually got better. Then finally they woke up in the fourth quarter. I did like the 2-minute drill. Did they get a touchdown in the 2-minute drill?
Field
Something
goal.
about something when they start running, not a touchdown, but like a field goal. But something about when they start running up tempo, they look way better running up tempo.
Less
I don't
time
know
to
why
think.
they should do that more often.
But
But
Andy
Because you have to be more aggressive.
to
You
use
got
it
to be more
outside.
deep action concepts and stop doing all these bullshit slants. Run deep
Man.
overs and crossers.
because that's what Jacksonville was doing. They was like, oh, that worked. Up tempo. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't let them think about it. Don't let them substitute. Just keep going until they stop it.
But yeah, I want to go back to Mahomes, man, because again, like it wasn't a great performance to me personally. I know I'm probably being a harsh critic saying that. We got the job done today, but I got a question to everybody in the panel: is it me, or does Patrick look his best when he's actually challenged? Like challenged in practice, you know what I'm saying? Or like challenged during the game, like challenged to be great. Because I don't see him being challenged to be great with this current coaching staff. He's best when he's a little bit uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the situation is about who cares about the coaching staff. The situations is about to challenge them the most. You in a no lose. I mean, you in a no lose situation
I
every
mean,
game.
we've been saying that the last 2 years with Pat, honestly, like when his back's against the wall, you have to perform. And obviously, to some degree, everything like that's wrong with this roster, obviously, it's not his fault. Like the receiving core being bad 2 years ago, leading the league in drops, the O-line issues we had, he's found ways to overcome a lot of things. So to Chuck's point, when the back is against the wall and he has to overcome things, he finds ways to get it done. And that was another thing this year. This one more so being the coach staff than the personnel. I think personnel-wise, the offense is good in my opinion. Outside of running back, of course, but everything else is good in my opinion. Definitely better than what we've had the last 2 years. So I think a lot of the mistakes he's making are unacceptable. More so the red zone turnover, those are pissing me off. The interceptions are critical. Got to stop doing that. But that's another thing that goes with coaching as far as the play calling in that order. But I think to Chuck's point, as the season goes on, as it gets colder, he plays better. The mistakes get obviously minimal. We don't have any room for error, obviously, of course, but I think Pat usually tends to rise to the occasion when his numbers require it the most. But the beginning of games, he does start slow and sloppy. I don't like that. I think that part is very annoying. I know he gets tired of hearing it. So hopefully this November, December football does bring out the best in him, which usually it does. So, but I do agree he needs to be better. And there have been a lot of sloppy mistakes he's had this year for sure.
I still want to bring that 46 down to 30. 46 passes is way too much.
Well, to that point, I think the thing, and today's going to be an outlier because of how many plays we played. It is what it is. I think that there's room to criticize Mahomes as somebody that believes that he is, the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. There's room to criticize him in the way in which he's missed some throws, obviously down the field. Though again, I continue to say it may seem worse than it actually is because he's about above average as far as on target percentage down the field is concerned. The red zone interceptions have been inexcusable, and obviously one of the three was on Kelsey, but obviously those two versus Jacksonville and versus the Broncos are inexcusable and costly as far as the game is concerned as well. I think that the thing about it is that I continue to come back to is there's just nothing easy in this offense. There just isn't. There are not the staple foundational concepts that make him be able to take a load off of his mind on a play-to-play basis. And a lot of times you see that really in those opening scripts in which defenses are keying in whatever they're trying to do. And it's just it's frustrating because I feel like I think you, Chuck, you said it, holding him to that greatness standard and stuff. The fact that every single play, it feels like we're needing him to be great. It's never really been that way for other quarterbacks in the National Football League history to where their teams just require them to be excellent every single play. And it feels like we do that far too often right now. And that just goes back to the scheme aspect of it. So he needs to be better. And I expect him to be better because he's always been better when we needed him to be. But it's just, I think that they could stand to take things off of his plate just from the standpoint of making things easier in the way in which modern offenses have found a way to do for other lesser quarterbacks. And the fact that we aren't taking advantage of those things is frustrating to see. But, he did enough today, and we found enough ways to get the ball to these guys today, and it resulted in a win.
So, the funniest part today? I kind of laughed at this because I've been asking for this play, and DG kind of laughed at me when I said this after. I think it was after maybe after the Chargers game. I said this offense misses Miko Hardman because, like D-Mac just said, easy button plays. We don't use those anymore. And Bashar Smith had a jet sweep today. You know how many yards he got on that play, Chuck? 6. And you didn't require any thinking. Just a motion, give him the ball, and then the next play, you know what they did, Chuck? They handed it off to Kareem. You know what happened? First down. 2 plays to D-Mac's point. You don't got to think. You don't got to read any coverages. Just hand the ball off once, hand the ball off twice. Boom, boom, you get 10 yards. Easy button plays. Things I've been begging for from this offense for the last 2 months. And the fact that it took you till we were 5-5 to finally start doing that, that's kind of laughable at this point. That's why when they do dumb things on offense, I don't really get upset because you're doing it to yourself. Because you have answers and solutions to this offense. You just refuse to use them. Obviously, I know Xavier Worthy's limited with the ankle injuries. They're not trying to put too much pressure on him. But what better spot than to get Rashee Smith the ball in a big moment, in a big spot, to use his speed, use his athleticism to break tackles, and give you easy button plays where you don't have to think. And then you can do actions off of that. All from being where, fellas? Under center. So a lot of the things I did want to see them do today, they did finally implement into the offense. Now the biggest test to see, can you do it again? I think Country said it best. Nobody cares about how you played today. Can you do it 2 times in a row, or 3, or 5 or 6? This is the way we need it.
If you lose next week, nobody gives a damn what happened today.
Exactly. So it's just, can you correct some of the mistakes you made and just continue to build on them? So because there's so many more concepts and options to this offense they just refuse to use, which is the part that pisses me off the most. And I'm not trying to seem like I'm a know-it-all. Offensive football is not that hard. You just kind of make it hard on yourself. To D-Mac's point, they put so much pressure on Pat. And that goes back to my original point. You're in the gun way too much. Stop stressing your quarterback. I know he's all world and he's one of the best ever, but you stress him out way too much. He shouldn't have to do this much thinking in his offense. There's no easy gimme plays. And we finally did a little bit today. We started to introduce it. So hopefully it's the beginning of a good thing for this offense. So,
and to your point about the not thinking as much part, because we've seen Patrick do a lot of thinking in this current offense. Because like somebody had posted of the highlights from Patrick's divisional round game against the Colts a few years ago, and there wasn't much thinking. Like the ball was out quick, the route concepts were better. Like he was just flinging it out there, like no thought whatsoever. Like he knew what the coverage was. The ball was out. You know what I'm saying?
He was in his bag, man.
Right. Something to be said. Romo
you remember the throw around Quentin Nelson? That was crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, D-Mac. I'm sorry.
Different Colts player. The way that Romo was harping on this during the broadcast, and he was just saying,
Quentin Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't let me ride on that either.
Yeah, I don't know about Quentin Nelson. Yeah, I was like,
Quentin Nelson. Okay, my bad, bro. You right.
Y'all know who he meant.
Romo was harping on this during the broadcast and saying that he was getting through his reads too quickly, which is true. It's because for the last 3 years we have made things very difficult around him, and I think that some of that has taken its toll, in which he's not necessarily always trusting the pocket, but the pocket has been good this year because offensive line has been good. So once he gets into that settle aspect of it, then he's good and he can sling it, and that's where he got really, and during the end of the game in the fourth quarter and overtime, which he was just comfortable and seeing things well. But that's the big key of it for me. If you have an offense that is putting more of those easy buttons in and making things a little bit more foundationally sound, then the steadiness of that also calms down Patrick Mahomes from that standpoint. It allows his greatness to shine through, because then he can be comfortable in those moments more often. And doesn't get frantic in the middle of kind of the game when things aren't necessarily going the right way, because it feels like they're just putting everything on his shoulders too. So, but yeah, it's sometimes he's so good, and sometimes he's too good for his own good, for lack of a better term, because he's knowing, hey, they did this, the coverage is this, I know what's about to happen, I gotta try and throw the ball here, and then it's not there, and he's like, all right, well, I checked all these reads, now I gotta go, and then something comes open later on. So I think that they can, again, getting back to it, they can try and make things foundationally a little bit more secure, so that way he can be settled in and get into a rhythm, and that first 15 plays comes with more diversity that defenses aren't keying in on, and then you're into the game. And you don't have to be like, well, now we're starting behind the 8 ball, which is something I talked about as far as them continuing to defer and not being able to get a stop on the opening drive, and then automatically being down 3 or 7 points to begin the game.
Yeah, because like this is one of the frustrating parts about today's game. like when Patrick drive at the pass. Because in the third quarter, y'all remember when Hollywood Brown had Sauce burnt, and all Patrick had to do was just like step up in the pocket, and he would have found him. But instead, he bailed out and rolled around, and the play was dead after that. So like stuff like that is kind of the frustrating part.
Okay. Did you see a spark that makes you feel like there's a flicker of something that might put them on the road? Did you see a change? Did you see we were talking last week about flipping a switch and how normally we can see them flip that switch. Did y'all see a switch flip? Because I haven't even seen a switch in 11 weeks. But did y'all see a switch? Or did y'all see anything flicked on or off or anything? Did y'all see anything encouraging about this upcoming run that we have to go on?
They
I didn't
started
really.
letting
Is that the same question I asked earlier? It's kind of
No,
worded different.
no,
they,
I
no,
didn't.
you
I
said
didn't
it
see
right,
anything
though.
offensively, but I will say this defense did flip a switch because this was a major improvement in the ability to get pressure on the quarterback by blitzing. They had been one of the worst teams as far as unblocked pressures were concerned, and pressures when blitzing as far as that rate was concerned throughout this entirety of the season. And the fact that they were able to be better at that today really was massive for what they were able to do to Daniel Jones. So I would say, and obviously it showed up the fact that they held what is a historic offense that was averaging 3.17 yards or 3.17 points per drive coming into this season or into this game. For them to have them with 4 straight 3 and outs over the back half of that game to keep the offense in the game, then ultimately win it. I would say that adjustment, whatever it was that Spags was dialing up, that was something that was a switch flipped. And it started with being able to affect the quarterback and some good early down run defense.
They
The
allowed
only
Rashee
thing that
Rice
was
to be
like
Rashee Rice again.
yeah, I was
The
about to say
last
the only thing that was a
quarter.
spark. The only thing that was a spark was like we finally took advantage of the middle of the field, like because like the middle of the field was pretty much there the entire game. Like you said earlier, CJ, like CJ and DG, I think y'all both said like, what's the deal? What took them so long to start using mesh routes and more crossers to take
It's been
advantage
open
of
all
that?
day. And Louis
Yeah,
Rumos exclusively played man literally like the first 3 quarters until we started burning them in the fourth quarter with Worthy and obviously Trav and their big plays. And then they started playing more zone. And then that big zone plays when Rashee finally hit the last one. I think he finished with 140 yards today. Most of those yards came
Yeah.
on the second half when we started running the deep crossers and the mesh concept. So I think that was the biggest thing for me, country that I saw from the offense. They allowed Rashee to be Rashee. The last 2 weeks, he's been playing too many backfield snaps, too many short. Like his average depth of target was less than 5 yards, which was very annoying. And now he was actually getting more down the field and being more aggressive in the offense. So as long as they let number 4 be 4 and be who he is, he's our best man beater in this offense by far. I don't know why we take so many options into there's ways. And I think he was probably a little banged up today because I saw him leave the field a couple of times on a couple of third downs. So hopefully he can get healed up and ready for Thursday. But when you allow him to be your man beater and to set the tone, it makes everybody else's job easier. And you can see that's why he led us in receiving today. He's our most explosive guy on offense outside of Worthy because he's dealing with the ankle injury. So when you allow him to be himself and to win one-on-ones, and he should have had a touchdown today, even though he had a tough throw with the one-on-one versus Sauce in the red zone, which was a good route, just a little bit of an off target. But overall, when he wins, he makes everybody else's job so much easier. So that was we already flipped that switch 3 weeks ago when he came back to the offense, and then we turned it down. So it was good to see it come back to the offense today.
Rams up 21-0.
man, they own the Bucks. They own the Bucks,
The Bucks
man.
suck
On the
anyway. They
Bucks.
trash.
Yeah. But even when Tom Brady was there, like they still beat the Bucks quite often. So
Man, the Bucks and Stafford threw a no look. Nice.
Can I ask y'all a question?
go ahead.
What in God's name do Colts fans have to cry about as far as the refs are concerned? I don't
Bro,
understand.
the rest were trash on for both teams today. It was
Oh,
trash
They
all
took away a
around.
touchdown. They should be happy. I don't know what they're talking
We had a
about.
touchdown
Right.
taken off
They
the
took away a
board. They missed
touchdown.
the hold-
Like,
they missed the holding on the Mayhew, which would have been a safety because it was in the end zone. They had an offensive pass interference that did not exist. What in the world could y'all possibly be crying about? I
They
don't
supposed to be
understand.
mad. They not used to winning. What else
Well,
they gonna
that's
do?
part of
Be
the
honest?
script. That's
You
part
think
of
they
the
gonna tell
script.
the truth? Come on,
I was just about to
Shot,
say
no
that
shameless
country.
plug. You think they gonna be honest? Come on, bro. You know they gonna
They're
lie.
such babies. Oh my
They haven't
God.
been in these moments in a decade. What else they supposed to do? Come on, bro.
Right.
Yes, they gonna cry. This is the first. When the last time the Colts had a primetime game at 12 that was a must watch? When the last time that shit
Right.
happened? It's been a fucking
But
decade. Of course they gonna cry. It took away
Right.
a touchdown off a phantom face mask. His hand was nowhere near that boy's face mask, and
He was
Jesus
holding his
Christ.
ear hole. He was holding the ear
And they
hole.
threw
That's
the
it.
flag after the play. That's how I knew that call was bullshit. They didn't even do it
Man,
before
hey,
the
man,
play even happened. Once he ran past them, then they threw it.
there was a couple of late flags today, extremely late flags today. That was the worst officiating crew of the season by far.
What was the
That's
one where they threw a flag and then they took it and said, "Never mind, it wasn't no penalty on the play," because everybody in the stadium was like, "What happened?"
I thought it was
Yeah,
going to
he
be. I
said
thought it
there
was
is
going
no
to be
foul on
DPI.
the play.
Yeah,
I thought it was going
being
to
in
be
the
DPI, but they
being
said
at
no.
the game, bro, like you miss so much of a lot of the actual game being at the game. It's like the weirdest thing of all time. But
You don't get
it's
to hear
like
the audio
people
and
talking
everything.
over here and all this stuff is going on and you just miss a lot at the game.
No,
Like it's
we're
crazy.
not.
Not
We're
right
not.
No,
now.
we are not in the playoffs
We
currently.
close, but we're not there yet.
Where Boogie at,
But
man? I want to know how you feel about this Damon Pierce signing. Since I can't tweet him about
He
stuff
gonna
like
like
that.
him because I remember we talked about him as a rookie. He liked Damian Pierce.
Okay.
I remember that shit. I'm about to find that tweet.
Yeah. Dallas, y'all next. Y'all next on the list, and we need to beat y'all.
Yeah, Dallas
I
had a
think
major
it's gonna be
comeback
electric.
victory, obviously, and it's going to be it's not I wouldn't say, I don't know. It's not as tough an offensive challenge on paper, but Dak Prescott is a significantly better quarterback than Daniel Jones. He's not going to be as susceptible to the blitz looks as you would imagine Daniel Jones is. The offensive line is probably a little bit worse than the Colts, I'd say that. And obviously Javonte Williams isn't Jonathan Taylor, but they have been running the ball well. And they have two alpha level wide receivers because CeeDee Lamb is awesome and George Pickens is awesome too. So it's a different type of challenge, and you're gonna have to deal with that from that standpoint as well. Defense has been playing a little bit better now that they got Quentin Williams and some of their young guys back as well. So, hey, yeah, I think you're gonna have to put up, probably 30 plus to beat this Cowboys team, in my opinion. But we'll see.
Hey, CeeDee Lamb, I know a good dice game. I know a good dice game on 35th that I'd take you to, bro. We can stay out there all night, and ain't nobody gonna report you.
you wild, man. You wild. You
Did
wild for that.
Did they ever say what Pickens and CD were doing? Were they
The
gambling?
only thing I saw was that they was chilling in the
They were
hotel
out
lobby
late
for a little
past.
too long.
Yeah,
they were in the casino late at night.
Oh, they were in the casino.
You can't be gambling past curfew, bro. You know you
They
gotta
said,
be back in the room about 11.
They're playing the
Come on,
Raiders.
play,
So
bro.
They got a hell of a dice game.
Which I understand you're not giving up, but you still got to know you.
I guess
like, come on,
CeeDee Lamb was caught on.
It is the Raiders.
CeeDee Lamb was caught on surveillance, I guess, throwing up in the trash can at like 7:30 in the morning in the Red Rock Casino.
Oh, okay. So they weren't gambling.
Brody was lit.
They was outside.
My say, bro, if you gonna be outside, get back to your room, bro. Don't be get caught on film. That's a rookie mistake. If you gonna, I know plenty dudes who get lit and then go play. If you want to get lit, that part is cool. Just don't get caught, bro. Go back to your room. Like, come on,
bro. How can you not get caught? Everything's on camera these days. Everything's
if you gotta throw up, bro, run in the bathroom.
You
Don't
can't
do it in the
even
trash
spit on
can in the
nobody
fucking
in
lobby.
peace. Ask Jamar Chase.
Bro, you tried to throw up in the middle of the lobby, country. They caught your ass in 4K. Nigga, if you wanted to not get caught, go to your room.
Hey, DG, I seen a college player spitting on somebody. Was it Colorado State or something like that? He spit on somebody the other day.
I didn't see that.
Hey, can I also say something?
What's up with spitting, bro? It's so nasty, bro. Go ahead, D-Man.
Yeah, it's getting out of control.
As Jamar Chase. We do have to also say this. Noah Gray. I don't know how in the heck he caught that ball. To be perfectly honest,
bro.
Hey
man, shout out to Noah Gray.
Man, shout out to Noah Gray.
Noah Gray was a dog for
that play kind of reminded me of that catch he had against the Titans.
Yeah,
Titans.
I remember that. Game was on the line, and somehow he's But shout out to Noah, man. That's why I was talking about like this team today. I know a lot of people are gonna harp on that. It wasn't pretty and whatever. Like I said, I'm done with all that because it's about finding a way to win. And they all there were certain players on this team that dug deep and found a way. Like whatever way it took from the Noah Grays, like I said, to the Kareem Hunt getting 30 carries, in this game and having 100 yards or whatever. The guys on this team really dug deep and found a way to get the job done today. And I think they know going forward what they're up against. obviously they know that their season's on the line every game they play from here on out. So I really think you're gonna get a more desperate, focused, hopefully more focused team moving forward. And I think it starts with today. These kind of games is what ultimately turned into teams kind of going on runs.
Yeah.
Hey, and Chiefs again to answer your question, man. Hey, listen, man. Taekwon just wasn't part of the game plan, despite what Tracy Wolfson said to people on Twitter. He just wasn't part of the game plan.
She got everybody for nothing.
Right. Taekwon will get his
Pat is
chances.
going to be in front of his hometown next week. How do y'all feel that's going to play a factor in his gameplay?
I mean, hopefully, bring the best out of him.
I mean, nothing. He's going to be focused regardless. I don't need a
Yeah.
hometown game to be you focused. You should be focused because your season's on the line. I don't give a fuck where
I
you play.
mean,
Being at home is cute. That's cool, but
no. What I'm saying, let me phrase it differently. Do you think he's going to be like Preston or trying to show out in front of?
no.
Because this is the
that could
500-yard
happen.
game. This is the game that
focused
DG and D-Mac pointed at and said, Pat's throwing for 500 yards in this game. So, like, is he pressing a little bit? Is he going to be pressing and trying to show out? And Rashee Rice,
That
this
was
is the
before
home
we were
game for him,
5-5.
too.
Yeah, that was
I mean,
before
y'all
you was
still
We did not
Yeah,
even
that went out the window.
We're 5
I got
6 and 5 now. So
I feel
and all that throwing British, I don't care. Like DG said, win the game. I don't care how you
find a way to win, bro.
Find a way to
Whatever
win.
way you win,
W.
It's Nike all week.
I do have to say this
That's all
before
we
I
can do,
run.
bro.
Obviously, this is going to be a big week for the practice report stuff because Rashee Rice obviously not left the game, but was banged up with the hamstring. We know Xavier Worthy's going through hell right now. We just gave Kareem Hunt all of these carries. So obviously, we hope Damian Pierce can take some of that workload off. We don't know anything about Trey Smith. I didn't even get a chance to see what Andy Reid might have said in the.
Somebody stepped on his.
He said it was ankle, right?
Yeah,
ankle, right?
He wanted to come back because he slammed his helmet down and said, "Put me back in." I was watching him on the sideline. Then they put him on the table and retaped it. But then they went into
Trey Smith
halftime,
is the warrior. I will say that.
They let Caliendo finish the game. So if I know Trey,
CRW had a back injury too. Did they report any further on that? Did Noah Williams get some snaps today?
Not on defense.
Not really.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that there's going to be a big week for the practice report stuff because obviously short week and we have to see.
I can see him holding the vet out. I can see vets not practicing on Tuesday.
I don't see anybody practicing this one. This is a straight walkthrough week. This is not a practice week. This is watch film, walk throughs, get treatment. They are not putting on any pads or touching any helmet this week outside of just normal stuff.
Except you, Damon Priest. You get ready, baby. You get
facts. No, I was very thankful.
Get ready.
I don't want to see Trey get hurt, but I was happy to see it was his ankle, not his back injury, because that's the one that scared me. Because if it had been that one, then I really would have been concerned because that's like a longer, lengthy injury. But an ankle injury, I could see he wanted to come back in the game because he literally slammed his helmet down when they told him to go get checked out in the blue tent. And then they were about to tape him up, and then they went into halftime, and then Andy pulled him. And rightfully, like Country just said, because we play on Thursday, so there's no need really to push it when we know you got a unique process. So. No, I was the hamstring injury for Rashee. He kept coming in and out the game, so I could tell that was bugging him.
Doggone right.
He still figured out a way to get those explosive. He was our most explosive player today on offense today was Rashee Rice, even with the hammy if he was dealing with it. So get his treatment, get your stem treatment, whatever you need this week before we make this trip to Dallas. And I know him and Pat can do whatever they can to find a way to win because they are going back home, to Chuck's point, playing back at home in the Dallas area. But I think the home narrative is cute. It was cool if we were like a 2-loss team or like a 1-loss team, but we've lost 5 games. So all that coming home shit like, oh, I want to see my family. I don't care. Win the game. When you win the game, then you can hang out with all the family that you want because you got extra 4 days off. So
I just hope
Thursday,
Pat Mahomes Sr. is there. He don't lose in front of his daddy.
You feel me? Like between now and Thursday, like night, all that going home shit, I don't care. Win the game. After you win, you can do whatever you want to do with your family on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you probably don't got to be back in the building until what, Tuesday? Whatever Andy decides to do with them. So between now and Thursday, it's all about business. You feel me? Like all that Thanksgiving, seeing your family shit, I do not care. We are going down there to win a game. Because Dallas can score points. You see what they just did today? They will beat your ass. Go out there and play. See what happens. You will get beat.
Yeah, came back from 21 zip.
That's a fact. They can score.
Against who? Who they play today?
Philly.
The Eagles.
Oh, they beat the Eagles today?
Mm-hmm.
They turned the ball over twice and they scored.
Hey, dog. I ain't in the conspiracy theories, but if y'all don't get AJ Brown off y'all team, bro, like
AJ hooped today. That's the thing. AJ
I
actually
think
hooped
And that's
today.
AJ
crazy. He
is
had
trying
100
to kill
yards
that
today.
thing.
That's the crazy part. The thing is, like, can you do it again next week? Because he had 100 yards
AJ
today.
Green
Next week he's
gonna
gonna have
let
like
you
4
win the Super
catches.
Bowl.
He's gonna be mad as hell. They did win the Super Bowl.
Hey,
Hey,
Papa Griff,
I'm
man.
sorry, Ernest,
Hey,
You
man,
said
but
Sweet.
double cousin. Dang, Pop, what
That's
you
Papa
taking
oh,
for?
you
Griff,
He had
said you
man.
100
said
yards
last
today.
week.
What else he need to do? Oh,
That's
he
what I'm
didn't. He
You
saying.
didn't
said
say. He
Like,
said it
last
was
week.
Pop.
You said last
oh,
week.
last
Yeah.
week. Okay. All right,
Last
last
week.
week.
He,
Okay, okay.
Oh, bro, the
said
whole
he got
team sold
Pickens
last
got
week.
hurt.
Pop.
he got
Did,
sold last
did
week.
Pickens get hurt?
I don't know.
Not from what I
He
seen.
finished. He finished
I
the
didn't
game.
see anything noticeable at the end there.
You
Yeah,
know
I mean,
how
he
I
took
feel
a hard
about
fall when he
Pickens.
tried to make a big catch, but
Me and DG had extensive conversations last year about Pickens, and he showed us he did not prove us wrong last year. I'm going with the game plan, same game plan, get into his head and take him out the game.
I mean,
yeah,
Pickens is an explosive player.
he's
He
been a
got a
lot
better
more.
quarterback, you know, though.
I think
And
Yeah,
he's
this is
and,
the
been a
and
best
look,
offense
lot.
he's been in probably since college.
and look, I gotta say this about D Max saying CD's an alpha. I mean, this is where me and him disagree on because I mean, it's not like we haven't disagreed on something before. Because CD, man, he more of a gadget receiver than me, man. I mean, it's showing in Dallas, dog. GP took that wide receiver one role from him quick, dog. Like
He
CD
still
is,
gets wide
sorry,
receiver
he
one
overrated
targets.
me, man.
DP a dog
I
though,
mean,
man.
Yeah.
you
He
still
overrated
gonna
me,
put Trent
man.
McDuffie on him. That's cool. Trent McDuffie still gonna guard him,
I mean, well, yeah, because CD gonna be in that slot, so
and he moves
yeah, I mean, it
around a
makes
lot.
sense. So
He
Jalen
I
moves
hope
around,
Watson,
right?
so.
Jalen
He has
Watson,
his flaws, but all that they both good, Chuck. I don't really care about. They both can get open, and they both can catch the ball that very well.
Hey,
GP is better at catching the ball, but that's just me.
It,
But
does it matter? You got another dog on the other side.
I
he ain't
don't
a
care
dog,
if
He
man.
Randy
CD not a
Moss and
dog,
Jerry
man.
you would
Rice
rather
lining
CD
up.
not
We
a
need to go
dog,
win.
man. CD is soft, bro. Well, you'll
It
see
don't
on
he can
matter.
play,
Thursday.
Chuck.
You'll see
Chuck,
It
on
I
don't
agree
matter.
with
Thursday,
you. I'm
dog.
not saying he can still
Because
play, soft or not. He can still play.
I'm gonna say this right now, Jalen Watson, you got your hands full on Thursday. You
They
you,
both
you got to
do. They
show up.
both dogs.
You better show up.
Everybody better show up.
So yeah.
It's a game where you got to get started off early and score fast because they gonna score. They will score. Now Dak will
Mhm.
give you an opportunity to get an opportunity to intercept it because he did that today, and we had 2 opportunities today. Which the first one was Shamari and Nick both going for the ball. I love the aggressiveness, but one of y'all got to come down with that. He definitely was listening to Pop for sure because we had some of the most our non RPO runs we had today was our season high. So I guess bullying does work on the internet, but
I did not study.
TJ, TJ,
I did not study. I did not
we not
study.
studying that today.
Man, where's our
Regardless of how
sponsor, man? Before you say something controversial.
this is the best receiver. This is the best receiving core we have seen this year. And Chuck gonna find out
That's
Thursday.
a
These
fact.
boys are dogs. I'm not saying it's like it's an easy task because it is not, but they will be ready to play. They will be
Listen, they
ready to
Better
play.
than
talented, but I only seen one dog, dog. I only
All
seen
right,
one
it's
dog out
whatever.
there.
No, you're
That's cool.
tripping, dog.
That's
I'm
cute.
not.
See,
Get to the
I'm really
sponsor,
not.
Chuck,
I'm
you
not
bugging out,
Get
tripping.
to the
bro.
sponsor, dog.
I'm being
Go ahead, get
dead
to the sponsor,
serious.
bro.
No,
I'm
DG,
being
get your
dead
boy. He
serious,
bugging out,
bro.
man,
bro.
get to the sponsor, dog.
Go ahead,
DG,
bro.
I'm trying to. Oh snap! I just banned Kevin. Damn, bro. Hold on.
Man,
Top,
this guy
Options.
here, bro.
a top,
I,
top
and
five
he
receiver is not a
and he top what? Whoa! Hold on. Let me take the sponsor off. What you said? Top 5, bro.
Chuck, he is a top
yes,
5
bro.
receiver.
He was a top
Think
five
about
CD
that.
receiver.
CD Lamb is top 5, bro.
Yes.
Chuck.
Y'all
Last
crazy.
year, he was
Y'all
a
y'all
top
insane,
five receiver. What are you talking about?
bro. He
Chuck
might have
had
been top
1,400 yards
10.
with Cooper
He
Rush.
All right,
Chuck,
bro.
he might have been
how do
top
I
10,
Y'all,
bro.
unban
y'all,
you?
y'all,
Dog. Top
y'all, y'all
5,
have a,
You
y'all
got it,
have a
bro.
good
You
one.
got it. You
top
got it,
5,
Chuck.
Y'all,
You got
man.
it. You got it, bro.
y'all
I
got a
can't.
good one.
You got it, bro.
I can't.
Y'all have a
I
good one.
You
can't.
got it.
Hey,
But
unban Kevin, bro. I did that on accident, bro. Unban
yeah. Anyhow, man.
Kevin. That was a pure accident, bro. My bad.
You
Go
over here
ahead.
hitting buttons all the time. But anyhow, shout out to the good people on Underdog Fantasy, man. Use that promo code KingdomCast on all in one word to sign up. You bet $5, you get up to $100 in bonus credits. When you do, you download it on Apple Store, Google Play. Once again, if you want to try it, give it a go. Got all kinds of sports going on right now. So Underdog Fantasy, use that promo code KingdomCast all in one word to sign up. Well, shoot, we about to wrap up the show anyway, man. You know, DG, man. Hey, it is what it is,
Hey,
dog.
thanks, man. Thanks. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to what's the dude name? Mike Jones.
Yep.
Who's the other dude? I forgot his name.
He's CJ as well. He the Colts. He the
Colt
Colts edition.
CJ.
He
Yeah,
is
Colt
CJ.
Yeah,
CJ.
Colts
Okay.
CJ.
Yeah. Shout out to them and
Oh, they was
Jody
cool.
from the
Shout out Mike,
Kingdom
man.
Queens and a
Yeah, shout out
couple
to the
other
Kingdoms
people that were out
Queens.
there, man. Turned up with us. Appreciate y'all. They was very welcoming at the tailgate. That was my first tailgate ever. I've never tailgated before.
For real?
For real. I usually
Gotta
come
do it
late.
again.
I be rolling with black people at the game. We come late and we just go straight to the game. We
Guess it's
ain't
the
got time
first
to be
time
And
for
went to the
everything.
everybody tailgate ain't for everybody. That's a fact. Everybody's not a tailgater. That's for sure.
Nah, it was fun
Yeah.
though, man. My kids had a great time. My son and my nephew, they had a great time today. We met some great people today, and great game. I'm just glad we came home with the win. Shoot, and we gonna speed rush everything. I was gonna ask DG if he's doing red shirt this week. I don't know because we on a
But
short
Daddy,
week.
Sauce Gardner.
Yes, we did meet Sauce Gardner today. He was very nice. We did miss
Jonathan Taylor. But
Jonathan
out of
Taylor.
all people, man.
I know you keep reminding me about it. But anyway,
Tell 'em, man.
KingdomCastMedia.com coming soon, very soon. Be on the lookout for that.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, with that being said,
That's a fact.
man, it's great to get a dub. It's on to Dallas. And like I said, we should have some special guests for that one. So, with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share on your social media platforms. Be on the lookout for the schedule this week as it is a short week. Till the next one, we out.
Hey Kevin, I banned you on accident, bro. Please forgive me.
We're going to fix
Kevin, he
that,
did it on
Kev.
purpose.
Yeah,
Kevin, he did it
I'm
on
sorry.
purpose.
I hit too many buttons. What up, Chris?
All right, y'all.